Happy holidays. I'm Deborah Atkinson. This is your holiday yoga. We're going to keep this short, but it's here anytime you need it. This will be live all through the holiday season. What you're going to hear in the background is tunes coming from Whole Tunes Christmas album. Their CD is available as gift giving. I bought it for my mom. I'm playing it here digitally. That version I'll get to keep. That's in the gift guide. So if you're interested, that's flipping50.com/2020 gift guide. No spaces. All the goodies. Stocking stuffers, what's new at Flipping 50, my best fitness gifts and lifestyle gifts are all inside. So let's go. For those of you with shoulder issues, I'm going to warn you, we are going to do some upper body weight bearing. So just so you know who you are. I'm going to adjust that music just a small bit. So hold on, bear with me. We'll turn that up so that you can enjoy it and decide, do I love it? Do I need it? There we go. So I'd love for you to stand on the edge of your mat. You're going to rock and roll through your heels and the balls of your feet. I want you to feel your shoulders start to settle away from your ears. Relax the muscles around your neck and your shoulders and your jaw. I know you out there. And then start settling in so you have a weight bearing going down your heels. The balls of your feet in that big toe is there for balancing. I want you to feel the arch of your foot actually lifting up, and then raise your knees up. Be careful about hyperextending the knees. You're going to soften them slightly, not bending, but just unlocking them. And then raise up, and I want you to be aware of the tops of your thighs being active. Think about your hips. The fronts and the backs of your hips, ideally, are level. So you're not pouring water out the front, and you wouldn't be tipping it back out the opposite direction either. You want to have a nice easy curve in the lower back, but not overdoing it. So for some of you who have a natural large lordosis, you're going to tuck ever so slightly so that you're in what we call neutral. I want you to think about lifting your rib cage up, dropping your shoulders down, and just creating space. So already right now should feel a little bit taller than when you came. We're going to take that crown of your head up toward the ceiling, tuck your chin in slightly, and I'm going to take off my watch. So as they say in Maui or in Cabo, you're just on Cabo time now, okay? So drop these hands down. I want you to take a deep breath in, but here's what I want. When you take those arms out, don't just reach here. I want you to feel like you're reaching 2 inches beyond your fingers. Lengthen, just expand. Take a deep breath in. If you can, for your neck, look up. Look at your thumbnails. Inhale and reach your fingertips up. Send your heels down into the floor. And then you're going to hinge forward right at your hips. So you're folding here, lengthen out, flat back and very long until you need to round down. Here at the floor, what I want you to do is to take a nice long stretch forward. Inhale. The spine stretch to the front, pulling your shoulders back, crown of your head away, and then exhale, come a little bit deeper. On an inhale, either bend your knees or straighten them, but your back stays flat. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, sweep your hands right back to your heart center. And we're going to do that twice more with a little bit more flow, less pausing. Here we go. Inhale. On the exhale, you're going to dive forward, lengthen out. On the inhale, reach forward and your hands can be on those legs. On the exhale, go deeper and you'll feel this greater stretch through the hamstrings in the back of your calves. On the inhale, come back to standing strong through the back, tall and straight. And then exhale, hands to the heart center. Check in with your knees and your pelvis. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale, dive forward, tailbone back, lengthen and come down. Inhale, spine stretch to the front. And on the exhale, go slightly deeper. Inhale, come all the way to the top. Reach those fingertips up as the heels go down, and then exhale, hands to the heart. Now with same beginning, and we move on. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep down. Tip forward. On the inhale, we do that spine stretch, and then here we exhale and step back into a plank pose. Good. From the top of your plank, I want you to pause here. We're going to inhale. Push your feet back so you're really pressing into your heels. Easy on the elbows, slightly bent. Inhale here at the top. And then exhale and slowly lower down. Inhale. Lengthen to the front, tops of the feet pushing down on the floor. Open your heart, drop your head back. And then exhale and lift. Send your feet back down into the floor. Raise your hips up here so you're using the strength of your hands in downward facing dog to press through all 5 fingers on each hand. Lengthening up, and I want you to think about your elbows slightly flexed so you're not locking them either. If you can hyperextend, you know who you are. I want you to send your heels down into the floor if you can. Keep those toes wiggling and light if possible. And on the end of your exhale here, I want you to look forward and step forward with both feet right between your hands. Drop your forehead down. And on an inhale, come all the way back to the top. Bring your hands into the heart center. Inhale, raise up. And then exhale, reach forward, fall forward. Take an inhale. Long spine, and then on the exhale, stepping back into that plank position. Press back through your heels, strength through your arms, but slightly bent. Inhale at the top, and then on the exhale, lower down. Shoulders remain above the elbows. And then inhale, coming up into upward facing dog. Feet are flat here, and if you can, your knees are up. If not, they're down. You may not be coming up this high, and that's okay. Open up that chest. On the exhale, curl your toes under and lift, coming into your downward facing dog. Send those heels down, relax the weight of the head. Your ears should be right between your upper arms. Think about those arms, the biceps and the triceps are spiraling around your arm. They're awake and they're alive, lifting you up. Thinking about lifting and hinging so that something has you right here. Lift toward the ceiling and then send that down through your heels from there. On the end of your next exhale, look forward and step forward right between your hands. Allow your head to come down. And on an inhale, come all the way up. On an exhale, hands to the heart center. Good, and check in again, easy knees. Hips are under so that you're in neutral. You're aware of your core if that's true. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, dive forward. Inhale, reach your sternum forward, crown of your head. Exhale, stepping back into your plank pose. Momentarily at the top, we'll take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, lower down. Chaturanga. Inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Press with the feet, pull with the hands open. And on an exhale, lift. Using the belly strength, we come down into that downward facing dog. Let's spend a little time here walking the dog. Just opening up the feet, stepping from the balls of your feet all the way up to the toes and then back down again to your heel. And you can let this go with a little wiggle actually through your hip and feel a stretch through that lower back and through your side waist as you walk this downward facing dog. Last one. Hold it here, step again. And on the end of your exhale here, what I'd like you to do is to step forward with your right foot right between your hands. Left foot spins out. And as we come up, use the strength of that front leg. Coming into your warrior one pose, your arms come up, your shoulders stay down. Exhale as you sink. So we inhale, feeling the length through your core. And as you exhale, feel if you can that you can sink a little bit lower. I want you to focus on your back foot. Your little toe is down, almost raising the arch of your foot. I want you to look at your front knee, and you should have that knee pressing out over the little toe side of your foot, making sure you can see your big toe. And then exhale, take your hands down on either side of your foot. Move that foot, press it back. Inhale at the top, exhale, lower to chaturanga. Inhale, coming into upward facing dog. And on your exhale, come into downward facing dog and just pause. So if your breathing has gotten choppy, try to slow it down, pace yourself, even it out, and use this as a relaxing place. On the end of your exhale, take your left foot forward right between your hands. Spin your right foot around. And then on an inhale, come all the way up into your warrior one pose. Good. Exhale, dropping the shoulders down away from your ears. And I want you to focus on your back foot. So that little toe side reaches down, tempting to let it roll in. Reach back. Stabilize that knee. Inhale. And exhale, you're sinking your quadricep. You're feeling some weight here. Weight on your heel, so it's in the glute, but not in the knee joint. Turn that knee out over the little toe side. Should be able to see your big toe. Inhale once more. And then exhale, sink down. Take your hands low. Bring them on either side of your foot and then step back into your plank pose. Press back. Inhale. Exhale and lower. Inhale. Coming into your upward facing dog. Lengthen the spine. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale while you're here. You're just going to let your breath go on your own natural pace, but I want you to feel like you're really pressing. Take a look at your hands and the creases of your wrist. Make sure that they're parallel to the front edge of your mat. Exhale. Again, inhale, lengthen, lift, and press back so you can push your heels down into the floor. On the end of your exhale, step forward. Once again, your right foot between your hands. Spin your left foot out. We start again with warrior one. And then exhale and sink, checking into the little toe, to the knee over the little toe in front. And then I want you to exhale and spin the arms out. You're going to move that front foot out. Just wiggle it a little bit closer so that if you drew a line from that heel to the back foot, you'd be intersecting it. Now you have a little bit more base of support, more stability. I want you to inhale here. And then exhale as if you're pushing your arms down on a tabletop. Lengthen out. Knee over that little toe side. That wakes up the glutes that you want firing here. If you're feeling pressure on that front knee, your toes may need to crawl forward a little further. Inhale here. Think about lifting and opening the right side of your body away from your left. It's a good hip opener stretch, and drawing your shoulder blades together. One last breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, take your hands down. Stepping back, plank pose. Inhale here, and then exhale. Chaturanga lowers you down. Inhale, coming into upward facing dog. And exhale into your downward facing dog. Send your heels down into the floor. Push through your hands. Make sure your thumb and your index finger are open. On the end of your next exhale, take your left foot forward. Right between your hands, spin that right foot out and inhale. Warrior one, exhale and sink. Check in with your form, knee over the little toe side, little toe down. And on an exhale, spin your arms open and around. So reaching one hand back, one hand forward. So you're broadening the chest, drawing those shoulder blades together and turning one hip away from the other. Inhale here. Exhale and sink. Weight on your heel, toes light in front. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale, hands come down on either side of your foot. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, coming into upward facing dog. On an exhale, toes curl. Push back into your downward facing dog. Exhale, really use this one as a hip opener, as a resting position. Deep breathing in and out. And on the end of your next exhale, I'd like you to take your right foot forward, right between your hands. Left foot spins out, but I want you to hold here. We're gonna hop that back foot in just a couple inches. I want you to straighten your front leg. So this knee is nice and long. You're already potentially feeling a stretch through the hamstrings. What I want you to do is to take your hand on the ankle. If you have a yoga block, you may be more comfortable with your hand on that, so you're slightly higher. This arm comes up toward the ceiling. This is your triangle pose. So I want you to imagine the floor, your leg, this leg is an equilateral triangle. And I want you to expand. This is the middle of a spoke on a bike. Reach outward from everything else and get length. Crown of your head to your tailbone to each heel, and each arm reaching out from the center of your chest. So this hand is here, but it's not bearing weight on that leg. Lengthening up, looking at your thumb if you can, or looking forward or down is also an option. Hold it here, but expand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Push through this front knee. And exhale. Now on this one, I want you to reach as if you're grabbing a rope, and then relax and come down. We're going to turn both feet forward. To repeat on the other side, turn your foot straight ahead. Turn this one just part way in, and the distance between them should be already about right. But here's how we're going to set up. I want you to just lift, and then I want you to push weight into this back hip. And with that, I want you to lengthen forward. Don't come down yet, but reach out until you're feeling that stretch. Wake up through your hamstrings. And then from here, just tip to come down. Feeling it exactly the way you did before. Here's your center. Reach from the hips down those heels. Reach from the fingertips to the fingertips of the other side.
You customers. Nobody wants that from time and energy spent.
Keep reaching this here. Make sure you're not leaning on this leg. It's reaching up, reaching down. Length through your spine. And again, with this hand, reach up as if you're being pulled up or pulling yourself up by a rope. Take both feet forward. I'm going to have you place your hands on your hips. Put your weight on your heels. And as you send your hip back, hinge forward at your hip. Flat back as far forward as you can. As you need to, go ahead and allow the back to round down. And then hold your opposite elbow with your wrist. Exhaling. Good hamstring stretch, good lower back stretch. Don't force it. And I want you to crawl over to your right side and bring your left hand to the back of that ankle. But before you come down for the stretch, I want you to lengthen forward. So we always get length with a straight line and then pull down from that length. Breathe through it. And then release, crawl yourself over to the other side. Both legs are straight here. Your right hand comes back behind this ankle, but before you come down, come up. Lengthen, and then exhale. Come over and down. And then relax. Soften those knees. Bring your hands to your knees. And I want you to tuck that tailbone under and roll one vertebra at a time. Coming up, dropping your shoulders down and back. And relax. And go ahead and walk your feet back in. Bring them closer together. Take your arms and reach up. Lengthen the fingers toward the ceiling. Ground those heels so you're really feeling awake and drawn up and down. Very aware of that center and your core right now. And then exhale, relax. I'm going to bring you down to the floor into a bridge pose. And for those of you that want to and can and know it, I'll take you into a wheel pose. If not, you'll do 2 bridge poses. So we're going to open up through the front of the chest. Feet are down. Work yourself back. From here, you should be able to grace the backs of your heels with your fingertips. And I want you to lift your hips up. Reach your fingers underneath, and then you're going to crawl those shoulders under you so that you're pressing down with your hands, lifting with your pelvis, but actually pointing your pelvis toward your knees, not allowing your back to arch, but really lifting. So you're feeling the core on and the hips flexors, especially getting a stretch. Keep breathing, pushing weight into the crown of your head, in the middle of your head. And then exhale and release. Now that was your bridge pose. And you'll repeat that if you feel like that is a better choice for you than going on to a wheel pose. For those of you that want to go on, and you know you can, you know your limits. You're going to bring your fingertips back right on top of your shoulders. So your fingers come down and back. Elbows stay inside. Try not to let them bridge out to the side or wing. On an inhale, we come up. You'll put weight on the head. Ready? Inhale. You're going to move those hands in, just adjust them, and elbows come in. So it's gentle weight on the head. On your next inhale, you're going to push up and then look back. You want to feel like you've got that open arch distributed evenly through your lower back, your upper back. Bring the heart up toward the ceiling. Keep inhaling and exhaling. Exhale. Lengthen the arms very slowly. Tuck that chin in. Lower yourself down. Let yourself just come into straight first. That spine needs to recoil. And then bring the knees one at a time in toward the chest. Easy rocking. You can roll that around through your lower back, bumping into the microphone just a little bit. So you circle, relax. And I'm going to have you drop your knees down to one side. And again, to avoid the mic, I'm going to turn away from you, turn onto your side, press yourself up into a seated position. So very little balance today. More opening, flexing, getting some nice, easy inner and outer thighs, opening up the hips, getting some chest openers in and elongating. So inhale. I'm going to have you just turn your palms up. Find your sit bones and think about taking the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Tuck your chin in. By pressing the sit bones down and the crown of your head up, tucking the chin in slightly. Take a deep breath in. Take 3 of them with me. Hold it briefly at the top. And then exhale like you're blowing out a straw. 2 more. Inhale. On the exhale, imagine your shoulders dropping further and further from your ears. Feel the muscles around your eyes and your mouth and your jaw relax. Last breath. Exhale. And there you have it. Happy holidays. Come back to this whenever you need to.